Hello and welcome to Behind
Hello
the
and
Mic.
welcome to Behind the Mic. The NFL draft is finished. It was an amazing turnout in Nashville with an estimated 200,000 people in downtown on Thursday. Traffic must have sucked.
It was terrible.
It was terrible. Were you there?
I was not there.
In this episode, we're going to touch on the first round of the 2019 draft. No real surprise in the first three picks as it went pretty much as we assumed. Kyler Murray goes number 1, Nick Bosa goes number 2, and Quinnen Williams goes number 3. In my opinion, Bosa and Williams are going to be great players for the next 10 plus years and potentially Pro Bowl players. With Kyler, he definitely has the ability, but he's going to a team that has really struggled. The Cardinals did end up moving Josh Rosen to the Dolphins for the 62nd pick of the draft. So as far as right now, Kyler Murray will be the starter if the Cardinals play their first game this year.
At number 4.
At number 4, the Raiders took Cleveland Farrell.
Cleveland.
Cleveland?
No D. Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yes.
Okay. Cleveland Farrell.
No. Cleveland.
Cleveland Farrell. At number 4, the Raiders took Cleveland Farrell out of Clemson. Farrell is a great player and had an amazing career at Clemson, totaling 27 and a half sacks, but most mocks did have him going much later in the first round. You might assume that with the Raiders moving Khalil Mack.
That was right. Khalil.
Mack.
Yeah, that was right. Nice job.
Thanks. They really wanted someone to come in and hopefully shore up that spot. Sticking with the Raiders, their next pick came at 24, where they took Josh Jacobs out of Alabama. This is a really solid pick. A few days ago, Marshawn Lynch came out and said he will be retiring yet again. So they really needed someone to be able to come in and be that number 1 running back. They finished up their first day with picking up Jonathan Abram out of Mississippi State, a very good safety who could bring some pop to the secondary and potentially move to the starting wall and push Carl Joseph off the field. Devin White goes number 5 overall to the Bucs, and that's not really a surprise. He is a stud of a linebacker who can lead that defense for years to come.
Defense.
What did I say?
Defense. It sounds weird.
Defense.
Thank you.
He is a stud of a linebacker who can lead that defense for years to come. Daniel Jones came off the board at 6 with Dwayne Haskins still available. Now, it may be as simple as GM Dave Gettleman just thinks that Jones is a better option. This will be interesting to watch in the next few years to see who ends up having the better career. The Giants did have 2 more picks in the first round and ended up taking Dexter Lawrence at 17 out of Clemson and DeAndre Baker at 30 out of Georgia. Overall, I think this was a really solid first round for them. At number 7, Josh Allen comes off the board. He really fell into the Giants' lap at 7 as he was predicted top 4 or 5. Jags already have a solid defense, although last year was a bit off. They already have Jalen Ramsey and Telvin Smith, both out of Florida State, go Noles, along with AJ Bouye and Miles Jack.
Nice. The D-line is already stacked, and you add yet another pass rusher to the D-line.
I got it. The D-line is already stacked, and you add another pass rusher to mix with Calais Campbell and Yannick Ngakoue.
Oh, close. Ngakoue.
What?
Ngakoue. Yeah.
Ngakoue. Is it spelled like it sounds?
Ngakoue.
Ngakoue.
Koue. Ngakoue.
No, it is not spelled how it sounds. With Calais Campbell and Yannick Ngakoue. With Nick Foles running the offense, you have to wonder if this team will be one to watch this year. TJ Hawkinson goes 8 to the Lions. One interesting note is that with Hawkinson going 8 and Noah Fant going 20 to the Broncos, it is the first time that 2 teammates were taken in the first round of the NFL draft. Ed Oliver ends up going 9 to the Bills, and Devin Bush out of Michigan goes at number 10 to the Steelers. Jump down to 14, and the Falcons have their pick. They end up going with Chris Lindstrom out of Boston College. They also jumped back into the first round at 31 and took Caleb McGarry out of Washington. These picks are not going to be considered sexy in any way, but they really will build the offensive line to where Matt Ryan has a little bit more than a second and a half to get the throw off. One person who is very happy with this draft is QB Matt Ryan. He actually sent a text to General Manager Thomas Dimitrov after the first day saying, "Thanks, just thanks." And wow. Next pick was my second favorite team, the Washington Redskins. I really thought they had a great draft. At 15, they took Dwayne Haskins. They also moved back into the first round and took Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat. Yeah, the first name is the one I thought I got on that one. Sweat was once considered a top 10 pick, but was misdiagnosed with a heart issue at the combine, which may have scared some teams away. Honestly, I think he could end up being the steal of the draft. He was another prospect with amazing numbers at the combine, running a 4.4 140 at 6'6", 260 pounds. And the other one ran a...
DK was 6'3".
DK Metcalf.
228, ran a 4.3.
So he was a little faster.
A little faster. He's
but
bigger.
This guy's a little bigger. I should have been wearing a hat this whole time. Do I look like I know more about what I'm talking about?
You know more than me.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Greedy. I like Greedy the best. Greedy Williams. Where did he go? We talked about him?
Greedy went to the Cleveland Browns.
Greedy went to the Cleveland Browns. That's a great team.
Overall, I think it was a solid draft. I think it was a deep draft.
Overall, this was a solid draft. It was a deep draft.
Oh, I didn't know you were copying me.
It just sounded good. I thought I would say.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Overall, really, I think this was a solid draft.
I think this was a solid draft. A really deep draft. A lot of good prospects with a lot of high upsides. Upside singular. It's going to be interesting to see in a few years which prospects really become who the teams thought they would be. Thank you for checking out Behind the Mic Sports Show. If you like what you see, please like us, share us, and subscribe to our channel. Tell your friends and let us know what else you would like to hear by commenting below.